Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. It's no secret by now that a tune and a bunch of bolt-ons can add a whole bunch of horsepower and torque to your EcoBoost F-150. If you're looking to turn the boost up and add some horsepower, the one thing you make sure you want to do is change out the front mount intercooler. If the intercooler loses efficiency, you have a lot of hot air going in your engine, which is going to lose power and can damage the engine over time. We have some plans for our 2014 F-150, so the first thing we're going to do is install this front mount intercooler from Vortech. This Vortech front mount intercooler is going to be a direct replacement for the factory intercooler in your 2013 through 2014 EcoBoost F-150. It's much larger core than your factory intercooler, but it's going to work with your factory charge pipes. It's going to be a direct replacement. It's very easy to install. We'll do a great job of keeping inlet temperatures down on our 2014 F-150. For this installation, you need a 1/4-inch ratchet, 5/16 socket, 8mm socket, 10mm socket, 11mm socket, short extension, 3/8 ratchet, 13mm socket, 15mm socket, 3/16 Allen key, short extension, and a panel removal tool. We're going to start the installation under the truck by removing this splash shield. You actually don't need to put the truck up in the air. This installation can be done on the ground. We have it on the lift so you can easily see the panel we're going to remove. To remove it, we'll start with the push pins. These little white ones you just turn counterclockwise. Next, we'll remove the chin spoiler. It's held by 2 nuts, give us a little more room to work. Now you can see the factory hose clamps are going to remove. This clamp here and then up top here. The driver's side piping is held in place by a snap ring. Use a small flat blade screwdriver. Just get underneath and pop it up. And disconnect. Our last step here is to remove this clip here to separate the bypass by turning it clockwise. And disconnect. Moving up top, we're going to disconnect the plug for the bypass first. Then remove 10mm bolt from that side, another one from the passenger side. We're going to remove the lower 2 bolts now to hold the lower cooler support in place. At this point, you want to support it with either a jack or get someone to hold it in place for you while I remove the bolts. You ready? Got it. Yep. If you have an earlier F-150, you can skip this step as your bypass won't be located right here. In your case, there's a block-off plug that's included. We'll show you that in a minute. In case of ours, a couple things we have to remove from the intercooler are the bypass and the rubber grommets. Now we want to remove all 4 rubber grommets, the 2 from the bottom and the 2 from the front. Okay, now we're done with our factory intercooler. Now we're going to remove this block off plate. If your bypass isn't located here, you're going to leave the plate in there for your earlier F-150s. In case of our 14, we got to remove the plate off. I'll put the bypass down into place. We'll thread on just like the factory. Line up the hole down here and install the supplied hardware. Now we're going to install the 4 rubber grommets. We're going to start by putting the clamps up into place and put the pipes onto the factory pipes first. Put the silicone couplers onto the factory pipes first. It's a lot easier to get the intercooler lined up. Now we're going to install the lower bracket, and again, you want somebody to help you putting it up into the car. I'll plug that away again. Stop. Plug. Plug once together that way. There we go. Ow. Okay, we'll leave the mounting bolts loose for now to give you a little bit of play to make it easier to get the hoses onto the Vortech intercooler. All right, those hose clamps tight. Now we can tighten up the brackets. Now we're going to reconnect the bypass. And then slide the other hose down into place. Now we're going to reinstall the upper bracket. Now we're going to plug in the bypass valve. We're going to reinstall the chin spooler next. Now the last step is to reinstall the splash shield. And your installation's finished. If you're looking to turn the boost up and make some horsepower with your EcoBoost F-150, the stock intercooler is just not going to cut it. The inlet temperature is going to go up and you're going to lose power. This Vortech unit's an easy install versus the stock one. It's a direct replacement. It's going to keep your inlet temperatures down and your horsepower up. The installation is going to take you between 2 and 3 hours. Be back on the road in no time.